All right, the head coach of the UAB Blazers is with us now. Coach Andy Kennedy joins us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Coach, what's up? How are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing wonderful. Thanks a lot. Listen, some coaches want to talk about how every game, it's all the same, yada, yada, yada. We fans know it's a big game for you guys coming up at Bartow Arena Saturday. What most people consider the two best teams in Conference USA.
Well, it is a big game. North Texas, since we beat them early in conference play in Denton, they have not lost since. They're playing as well as anybody in college basketball, most especially in Conference USA. So tremendous challenge for us, but it's one in which our guys are excited for. I hope that we can avoid tornadoes. I don't think the tornado was in the ticket price last night, but we had a few people in Bartow. Then we had to all run for the bathrooms and let this thing pass. And thankfully, it did pass. But hopefully tomorrow afternoon, man, we'll have some good weather and we'll have some Blazer fans in the building. Big game for us. We're 2 games out of first place. We're the only team, as I just said, that has beaten North Texas. We've got to help ourselves by giving them a second loss to try to creep back into this conference championship race.
So after the 24-point win last night, you guys have won 8 consecutive games at Bartow. You're 15-1 there this year. What has that home crowd meant for you guys?
We're actually 15-0. We lost the home game to West Virginia down in Legacy, and that's
okay. My bad.
No, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. It was considered a home game, and again, the initial expectation of playing that game was presented to me completely different than the way that it went off. In hindsight, we should have played the game in Bartow, but that's neither here nor there. We're 15-0 in this building and have won them all by double figures. So Bartow has been good to us, and we've been good to Bartow.
Listen, I know Jelly Walker has been fantastic, but when you get a performance like you got from Jackson last night, that's got to help you, because it can't be a one guy show. One guy can't be on the top of the stat sheet every night. To have someone else lead you in a game like he did last night, both shooting and dishing the ball off, has to give you a little bit more confidence down the stretch on some multiple players.
Which, Quan has been terrific for us really in both seasons. We were undefeated last year when he went down with an MCL strain. He missed 6 games. We lost 4 of those 6. We only lost 7 all year, and 4 of them when he was out. He came back, and he was certainly less than 100%. But Quan is a glue guy for us. He has been playing terrific basketball over about the last 6 weeks. He's scoring it at a very efficient rate. He's always been tremendous defensively. I affectionately refer to him as Revis Island, meaning he is a lockdown corner, great anticipation, hand activity. It's one of the reasons that we're one of the tops in the country in points off turnovers and steals. It's really led by Quan Jackson. It's great to see him rebounding the ball at such a high rate, and he's really shooting it well. The thing that Jelly brings is obviously he's a dynamic playmaker, but he is attracting so much attention from our opponents now. There are opportunities to be had by other guys, and Quan is stepping up in that void.
Coach Andy Kennedy is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. 3 o'clock tip, Bartow Arena, UAB North Texas. He sold you early, told you early, while this is such a big game for UAB, so go support the Blazers. Be loud, make a difference while you were there. Coach Kennedy is one of 6 active coaches that has 20-plus wins in 12 of his first 15 seasons. Dunaway brought up that stat earlier. I said there are some really impressive names that he joins. Coach, I am going to give you the names. You plus 3 of these 5 names play in a foursome of golf. You pick the other 3. John Calipari, Mark Few, Jim Boeheim, Jamie Dixon, and Bob Huggins.
Well, I'm not a golfer. Can we go back to, I think we were talking before about maybe riding on a boat or something?
Okay, you and 3 in a boat. You've only got a 4-seat speedboat.
Well, obviously Hugs is going to be there. That's my brother in kind. I'm a big John Calipari fan. I know I may be the only one, I think, but I love Coach Cal. Great respect for him. And then Mark Few and I have had a beer or two, so I know he can hang. So I'll bring Fewy with us.
Okay, I like that. So yeah. Bob Huggins, John Calipari, Mark Few with AK and a boat.
Be a good reality show.
I would have never put Mark Few as a beer guy. To me, he would have been not even a red wine guy. He'd have been all straight
Like a Chardonnay?
Chardonnay, yeah.
No, he's granola and beer.
Granola. Yeah, you gotta have some of the Pacific Northwest in you.
Hey, real quick, Coach, on one thing last night, is it hard to score 92 points and only shoot 5 free throws? Have you ever been involved in a game where you only take 5 free throws?
That's wacky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coming into the game, there's certain teams that really have made it a science and they don't foul, and Rice is one of them. I jokingly said after the game, they played us a triangle in 2, which is an unusual defense. They did it the first time, and offense wasn't our problem when we lost in Houston. We scored 80 points, but we gave up 85. We've given up 80-plus in 3 games this year, and ironically enough, guess what? We lost them all. If we give up 80 tomorrow, we're going to lose again. We got to guard. But offensively, they put this triangle in 2 on us, and they were chasing Jelly, and that's what allowed Quan and K.J. Buffin had a big night with 17 points, 11 rebounds. It opened up other opportunities, and I said, listen, I certainly don't want to get in a spelling bee with anybody with a degree from Rice, but I think they may have failed geometry because that triangle was not what it all is cracked up to be.
I think my basketball IQ is close to 0. But there are some really intelligent media people you've worked with in the past. If you go back to your SEC network analyst days and you had to turn, let's say you got ejected from a game and you look down the bench and your assistants are Tom Hart or Dari Noka, who do you turn to X's and overs over to, Tom or Dari?
Well, that is a dangerous choice. I would probably go with Tom Hart simply because he could talk his way out of what he doesn't know. Tom is the master of saying a lot without saying much, and I think that he probably could talk himself out of some tough situations.
I love it with Tom Hart.
He would definitely not be intoxicated, but he'd definitely run the what was it, the picket fence?
Oh, yeah, like
Hoosiers.
Shooter did? Yeah, like
that would
Shooter
be Tom, right out of the movie.
He would do that, and while he was doing it, he would be selling ads as to where he wants to eat next, what he wants to drive, and what he actually has on his body.
Hey, listen.
He's the master of that. I learned a lot from him. I was like, man, we can do that on here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, trust me. Coach, nobody knows that better than us.
We make a living doing this.
Got to expect it with you guys.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, by the way, Lance gave you a weird stat in your game. Another weird score from your conference last night that I noticed. I don't know if you saw UTSA and Southern Miss. 98-79 is the final, which is not a weird final except for the fact that the game went to overtime. 98-79 overtime final is a little weird.
Yeah, one team went to overtime, the other team did not.
UTSA coach.
Exactly. They were not alerted of the extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, Southern Miss did not.
Yeah, that's hard to score 21 points in 5 minutes.
22-3 in overtime was the score.
Crazy. You know what's crazy is so we played the game, and after the game, you're trying to get through what just transpired, and then you've got a quick turn. These Thursday, Saturday swings are really, really quick. So I saw the score. I hadn't really dived into it. We have to play UTSA, the team that scored 23, and Southern Miss, the team that did not. We still have to play them on the road in the upcoming week, so I'm sure I'll see that tape, but not today.
Yeah, geez. Don't go overtime. Don't go overtime with UTSA. They're dangerous.
Hey, are you paying attention to this whole early exit for the 3 Conference USA schools? And I mean, I know you're in the middle of the season, but
I hear it. I mean, I've heard rumors.
Yeah.
It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I mean, they say they're leaving, and then Conference USA says no, you're not. And then I saw that UAB released its football schedule, and 2 of our home opponents are supposedly leaving. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, if it doesn't get settled
I bet there'll be a few lawyers involved.
Yeah, exactly. And if it doesn't get settled quick, it's going to be your basketball schedule pretty soon that's going to have a hole in it.
I bet you my buddy Alexander Shadar, call me Alabama. He's probably calling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach Andy Kennedy, go watch UAB play North Texas. Massive game for the Blazers. 3:00 tip, Bartow Arena. Coach, thank you for the time. Always fun.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Go Blazers.
All right, take care. That is Coach Andy Kennedy with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.